Good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday. Today we're going to talk about the eco-friendly aspects of having a pet or an animal, because I was going to talk about something else, but I'm going to make it into a workshop instead. So we're going to talk about eco-friendly stuff. My mom picked me up this book when she was in a store just passing through, and it had some good points that I hadn't considered before, so I wanted to talk about them briefly. Because we live in a consumer culture, a lot of pet parents buy hordes and hordes of things for their animals that they never actually use. So for example, 4 beds when they only use 1 or prefer to sleep on the floor, a whole basket of toys when they really just play with 2, 8 different outfits when they really don't like outfits at all. But it's more for us than it is for them, because we feel like this is how we look after them, by making sure they have everything they could possibly ever need in their entire life. But most pet parents are that way just because that's how they express their love, or one of the ways. But I wanted to talk about some of the concepts in the book and different materials you can look for that are more eco-friendly than some of the other components of pet products, things like that. There is a brief discussion about pet poop, so brace yourself for that, and a little bit about cleaning products and shampoo. So the first concept that they talk about when you get to the eco section is called embodied energy. So when you're looking at a specific product, this includes how much energy it took to produce it, ship it, how much it will take to dispose of it, and pollute the earth in the process. So for a single item, you want to see how much energy that takes. The higher it is, the less eco-friendly the product is. So most eco-friendly products are harvested sustainably, which means they're still harvested, but in a way that they're only harvested at the rate that the plant grows, meaning they're not killing them out and wiping out massive fields of things. They're letting it grow back so that it's not completely killing off the species. One of the common ingredients, I guess, in pet toys and things like that is cotton. But there is a slight problem with cotton because it's technically not a food crop, meaning there are no regulations on pesticide use and chemicals that can be used on it to make it grow faster, bigger, pest resistant, and all of those things. So now this is a pretty staggering fact, but 11% of the world's pesticides are used on cotton, even though it's only grown on 2.4% of the world's cultivatable land, which is just enormous. So all of those cute little toys that are stuffed with cotton, mostly it's for smaller pets. Bigger pets tend to use heavy duty sturdy things, but all of those toys are heavy in pesticides and chemicals. So if you're looking for something that's maybe more friendly for your pet, there is organic cotton, and there's a lot of push for that right now, but it's not in the majority of toys unless you're looking for an eco-friendly pet line. So do be careful about that, because some pets have reactions to them. They can get toxins in their liver from it. They can have skin issues. So do be aware of what types of toys and beds you're getting your pets, because a lot of them do use cotton. Second is hemp. Most people know what this is. It's a seed oil that's high in EFA, essential fatty acids, protein, B vitamins, and fibers. So a lot of people or pet parents can add it to their pet's food, just half a teaspoon or something. But a lot of pet parents use a fish-based oil or something like that rather than hemp. They actually banned production of it in the US after the war, but the bans are being removed fairly recently, so there is a higher hemp production. Obviously, with Canada removing the ban on marijuana, or legalizing it, there is a lot more production of hemp, which is good for pets because They can make things like collars, leashes, beds, apparels, and rope toys, all from hemp. Perfectly safe for your pets. There's no THC in it, meaning it's not addictive to them, and it's a lot healthier. Plus, when your pet eventually outgrows it, or if they destroy it, it's going to decompose much better than something made of plastic. So, hemp is number 2. Bamboo is number 3. And what most people don't know about bamboo is that it grows really, really fast. So you don't actually need pesticides or fertilizer because of the rate at which it grows. It's a natural fabric that has antibacterial and antifungal properties, which is really great because a lot of pet toys and bedding aren't cleaned as regularly as they should be. So they're full of bacteria, and if they're somewhere damp, they can actually grow mold or fungus. So it's good to clean them once in a while. I know the cotton ones some of them you can put, see, they're hard to wash because the cotton goes weird on the inside. But if you air dry them or something, make natural deodorizer, that kind of, okay. Okay, there we go. Trying to make an all-natural deodorizer or something like that from essential oils, you can deodorize it and debacterialize it and then air dry it. And it's a lot safer than trying to wash it or something like that. A lot of the harder toys, like a Kong for example, you can wash it in hot soapy water and then rinse it off, let it dry, and then it's good to go. Bamboo absorbs 45% more carbon dioxide than trees, reduces soil erosion, and doesn't need a lot of water to grow. So especially for those who don't believe in climate change, it's a real thing, and bamboo could do a lot because it grows so fast and it does help draw more carbon dioxide out of the air. So there isn't a lot of places that it can grow. It's pretty durable when it does grow, but it needs a certain climate, which not all countries necessarily have. But it is found in building materials. It's in a lot more of the newer eco-friendly building materials like flooring, wall siding, stuff like that. It's in collars and harnesses, dog apparel, and leashes. They aren't necessarily as flexible as the typical cotton rayon type ones, but they are more eco-friendly. So if your pet isn't a rough and tumble type pet or doesn't really go outside and get in the mud and that kind of stuff, then that is a good option for you. The last kind is cork. It's not as common, but again, it's resistant to chemicals. It's very, very durable, and the trees grow really fast. But typically it's found in dog collars. So usually they have a colored trim, and then the middle is cork. And flooring, which is up and coming because of all the people building houses and doing renos, just like us. There are a lot of eco-friendly options for flooring and things like that. So, poop. One thing that I read about dog and cat poop, mostly dogs because they're the ones that poop outside, if dog poop degrades on its own, most people know that. If they leave it out long enough, it will degrade into the ground. But if you take the naturally decomposing dog poop and put it in a plastic bag, that can now not decompose because it's inside a plastic bag, which is why they have invented the eco-friendly degradable plastic bags. The brand I use is Green. Can't remember, I think it's Earth rated. They come in little green rolls. It's a green capsule-like, there we go, capsule-like thing that hooks onto the end of her leash that has poop bags in it, so it's easily portable. I can take it with me. Anybody that takes her out automatically has poop bags, and they do biodegrade. So at this rate, it's the poop, it doesn't trap the air in the bag, so it's easier for everything to get back to the soil and not overfill our landfills, which is great. Cat poop. Most pet parents use a clay-based litter, but what they don't know is the clay litter is only achievable from strip mining, which is really, really bad for the planet. It's an incredibly destructive environmental process, but there are new biodegradable ones that also absorb odors just as well. They're made of wheat, corn, pine, or old newspapers or some combination thereof. But again, you have to put it in a biodegradable bag or it won't decompose. So if every time you clean your cat's litter box and put it in a regular like grocery plastic bag, that's not going to decompose. So clay litter actually doesn't, because it's already partially decomposed when you get it, meaning it doesn't decompose any further. So essentially you're taking something from the earth and then dumping it on the top because it can't go back to the earth. So something else to consider if you don't know if your litter is biodegradable or not, check the bag. Most companies will list if it is, but just a really easy switch you can make without having to, go out and pick up garbage or buy an eco car or install solar panels on your roof. Something really simple you can do to switch. Obviously, doing something like having a portable water bowl with you when you travel that's collapsible, that's not, like a paper cup from the back that you just throw out when you're done. For your animals to drink when you're traveling or walking or something like that is also another easy one. I want to talk about shampoos and basic cleaning products. Most of them are pretty toxic for not only your animals, but for your house surfaces in general. They are heavy in chemicals. Most of them have ingredients that you can't even pronounce. So if you have a cleaning product like that, there are a lot of eco-friendly ones, and there are a lot really easy ones you can make that are a lot better for your pets than the crap you get at the grocery store for cleaning pets. The only thing that sometimes is hard to find is a pet deodorizer. That's natural for like stains on the carpet and stuff. But again, you can make one. So for shampoo, pet shampoos tend to have a lot of chemicals in them. And I realized this when I first started looking for one for Kaya. So I found a recipe and I tried it out on Kaya. I've been using it ever since. It's on the hygiene page on my website. It's a sub-tab under resources. So if you want to go see that, check it out. But you want to look for one without DEA, TEA, parabens, sodium lauryl sulfate, spelt both ways, or any other sulfate, no alcohol, no phosphates, detergents, dyes, one with a balanced pH, meaning it's not too acidic or too alkaline, one without pesticides, BPA plastic bottles. So if the product's great, but it's in a BPA plastic bottle, that's going to leak into the shampoo anyway, and make sure it's not tested on animals. That is a lot of stuff, but ultimately, the simplest way to, unless your pet needs a medicated shampoo, if you're just going for basic shampoo, you can really easily make one. I think the one I make for Kaya has 5 ingredients or less, and one of them is water. So it's really not that hard to make the changes. If you have questions or want to know about a specific thing that you want to change in your pet's environment to maybe make it more eco-friendly, feel free to send me a message. I like talking about this stuff because I'm still learning about a lot of it, but it gets me really excited because I made the eco-friendly switch earlier this year or the end of last year, and I'm trying to produce less waste and be more friendly to the planet. I've been using a reusable water bottle for over 10 years already, and the reusable grocery bags, because those are really handy, but things like glass Tupperware instead of plastic. It lasts a lot longer, it doesn't get warped in the microwave. Utensils that you can carry around. My aunt actually sent me some. She ordered me some metal ones. They're collapsible utensils, so there's spoon, fork, knife, and a straw that collapses, and I can travel with them. So I can take them around, and instead of using plastic utensils or straws from restaurants, I have those ones. So just think of little ways you can do or help out, because a lot of it is pretty simple. Things like taking big jars to Bulk Barn and filling it with whatever you wanted to buy instead of all the little plastic bags makes a big difference, because single-use plastics are the worst, because you barely even use them and then they're going to sit for 1,000 years while they decompose. So, or there's a video recently that a baby cow, suffocated on a plastic bag, and they tried to get the bag out, but the calf had already died by the time they started to get the bag out. Things like that are so unnecessary. If people would just clean up after themselves, it's really not that hard. I'm going to try not to rant anymore. Have a fabulous rest of your Tuesday and week. I'm teaching Reiki this weekend, so I'm really excited. But keep an eye out next weekend. I have a new exciting offer coming out, and I'm really excited about it. So stay tuned. I will see you next Tuesday.